Hey everyone, Nick Griot from Griot's Garage, and today we're going to talk about our pad family, and in particular, how to choose the right pad for you based upon your skill set and your desired outcome. I have in front of me over 70 plus different pads in both different sizes, thicknesses, densities, and facings, and I'm going to guide you through which one to start with to ensure that you get the best result the very first time you use it. The most important thing to consider when choosing your pad first is that you mate your pad size to the correct backing plate of your machine. Whether you're using one of our larger format tools such as our G9, G15, or G21, or one of our smaller format tools such as our G8, G13, or GR3 rotary, it's important to select the proper size pad for the proper size backing plate. Now, all of those machines have interchangeable backing plates, so as you change your backing plate, you simply have to pair it with the right pad size. We offer pad sizes in 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 5.5 inch, and 6.5 inch sizes. Those 5.5 inch and 6.5 inch sizes go on 5 and 6 inch backing plates respectively, and then those smaller sizes go on 3, 2, and 1 inch backing plates respectively. One of the other most important aspects of choosing the correct size is choosing a thickness of the pad that correlates with your skill set. If you're just a beginner, you might want to err on the side of using our 1 inch thick pads, as they give you superior conformability to body panels, so as you're getting acclimated with a machine polisher, you can roll over curves and different body lines a lot easier than some of our low profile pads. One of the things to keep in mind with those thicker pads is that they can absorb more product and carry more weight, thus affecting the performance of the pad over time. So as you're getting used to how much product you use, you have a little bit more forgiveness in that as well, but you just want to be mindful of that pad weight getting too heavy so as to potentially drive vibration through your hand. This is important to cycle pads, as we'll talk about later in this video. If you're more experienced, you can opt for our lower profile Boss line of pads, which are 5/8 inch thick, and will absorb lower product. However, we have a multitude of facings and densities that allow you to get more energy from that machine down to your paint, translating to a more effective and faster result. If you feel inclined to utilize those thinner pads, we also have the Interflex pads, which can act as an intermediary to give you a little bit more conformability for those tougher to reach body lines that may be curvier or have harder angles to reach. That gives you that added conformability that you can quickly remove by removing that Interflex pad. Now, once again, with those thinner profile pads, they get loaded up a lot faster. They're more sensitive to the product adding weight that could cause that similar vibration. So you're going to need more pads per process with the thinner pads. The next consideration with pads is how do you choose the right one based upon the process you're trying to accomplish. Now, we have two different ways to assess aggressiveness in pads. One would be facings. If you have something like microfiber or wool on the face of your pad, those fibers are going to create more temperature, thus creating a more aggressive result that might need to be remedied by a foam facing. So foam invariably becomes less aggressive than a microfiber or wool pad facing. Those facings are excellent for aggressive cutting and can be used for basic correction just to accelerate the process, or for even removing defects such as refinishing sanding marks. Now, some of those facings will require you to follow with a secondary step, but that should be anticipated if you're chasing really deep and aggressive scratches. The next aspect of foam selection, if you're choosing something without a facing, is going to be density. A more dense foam, such as our fast correcting foam, will impart more pressure to the paint, thus translating the energy of the machine more efficiently to the paint, whereas something like our red waxing pad is very soft. When you're applying wax, you don't really need to apply a bunch of pressure. You're just trying to spread that product out very thinly and evenly. And likewise, with a finishing pad like our black foam, you want a very gentle pad for that very light jeweling process at the end of a more substantial correction. So, to recap, facing and aggression are going to be your natural fibers and your synthetic fibers and your wool and microfiber. And then as you go through the foams, it's a matter of density. The more dense foams are going to behave more aggressively. The softer ones are going to be used for your final steps like waxing and finishing. Another important aspect of pad selection is going to be pad weight. If you're using one of our longer throw machines with a lower profile pad, you can also use those machines with a thicker pad. That thicker pad is going to be much heavier than an equivalent size thin profile pad. So that could create more vibration in your hand. We've offered a system called our pad tuning system that allows you to adjust a bolt within the long throw orbitals to adjust for that increased weight. Another thing, as I mentioned before, as you add more product as you go through your process, that pad absorbs more of it, gaining more weight. So you want to cycle your pads as you feel either your result slipping or even just seeing the liquid absorb deeper into the pad. These are important things to keep in mind. This is really about fine-tuning at this point, but pad weight can play an important part into your process and machine selection and tuning. Finally, once you've picked your correct pad based upon the correct size, thickness, density, facing, and or if you have multiple pads, facings, and densities for multiple step processes, one of the most important aspects to pads is care. We like to say that pads are a consumable item because you can beat them up and kill them over time. However, you should not feel that your investment has been shortchanged by a pad that blows up before you're done using it. If that happens, give us a call and we will replace that pad. But the most important way to extend your pad's life and make sure that you get consistent results every time you use those pads is to clean them up every time after you use them. Now, this is one of my least favorite parts of detailing. Nobody really likes cleaning pads. However, it's an integral step to extending pad life. We recommend that once your process is done, go to one of your utility sinks or a sink that your wife's not going to get mad at you for using and clean it out with hot water first, flushing any excess polish, compound, or wax out of the pad and wringing it. The next step would be to use a microfiber foam pad cleaner like we have here, spray it directly onto the pad face, and knead it into the pad material. Wring the pad out once again, and you should see an excessive amount of polish, compound, or wax removed from the pad itself. Continue that process until when you wring the pad, you only see water so that you know that nothing is embedded and will dry in the pad. Air dry those by standing them on their end or putting them on your favorite drying rack, and you should have as long a pad life as possible, and you should not feel that your pads are dying on you prematurely. So there you have it, the entirety of the Griot's Garage pad family. Hopefully from this video you've learned a lot about the different sizes, thicknesses, densities, facings, and capabilities of each of these pads. The goal is to match you and your desired result and skill level to your pad selection. If you still need more information, go to griotsgarage.com, visit the product detail page for the particular pad you're searching for to learn more about its capabilities and whether or not it's right for you. If you still need more information, be sure to visit griotsgarage.com where you can find plenty of details about all these products in particular. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun in your garage.